Guys, welcome back. So today I find myself in a position that I think all of us are always in, and that's too many open containers of clay. So I went through one of my bins and this is what I pulled out. So these are just all, oh, not you, just clay that I've used, and I've opened up new ones and stuff like that. So I've got clay here, and this doesn't even include, oh, maybe about 15 more that are sitting in my drawer. So today I thought I would do something different, and this is how it's going to start. So off camera, I'm going to make all of these into Skinner blends. And I don't think you need to see that because, one, there's too many. And two, you probably already know how to make Skinner blends. So we're going to put them all into something when we're done with them. So that's when I thought I'd come back. So for now, I just want to tell you this is what we're doing today. We're just taking a bunch of clay pieces, leftover canes, or leftover packages, and making them all into Skinner blends, rolling them into canes, and then we'll come back and put them into like a Kaleidoscope cane. So I'm going to get started here, and this might be a process here because there's a lot of clay. But I will come back as soon as I can. So I'll see you then. Alrighty, well, we are back. And we didn't get through all of my cane slices or all my clay. It took me almost all day to make the canes that I did. So this is what we got. We've got this red and peacock blue. And I know it seems like a strange combination, but I made one of those hair slides with this color combo using the reverse texture. And if I had it, I'd show you it. It turned out really cool. So I'll show it to you later. It's probably under all this mess, so I don't even want to go into it. Oh, here it is. But look at how cool that looks together. So I thought it'd be really fun to make a kaleidoscope cane out of this. So I've got this one with some pink, white, and a couple different greens. A couple purples. I don't know how those two would look together. I made a leaf, and the leaf got really messed up. So we're going to scratch that one. Or I'm going to use it to make something else. Maybe we can make some weird design out of this. And I did make a leaf. Just in blue and purple. And then this was the flower cane. So I don't know which one we're going to start on. I know you guys like seeing things start to finish, but unfortunately I just wanted to get rid of all these canes. Oh, here's two more that I did. So these we did just regular flowers. They're small, and these are the ones that are the same shape of the petal. So you can't really reduce it when it's already in shape because you'll mess it up. So you just basically reduce all the way down to where you want them, and then you're just going to cut a slice off of them like this. Okay, so let's try doing a regular cane. We haven't done that in forever. I see this being a flower because I love this color together. So let's work with this one. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this one. But first we're going to reduce it, and we'll probably add some black and white to this. So I'll cut up some of those as well. So I should probably hit pause really quick while I reduce this, because it's going to take me a little bit of time. So again, this is pomegranate red, white, and peacock blue, all Scopi Primo. And I just made a Skinner blend out of it and rolled it up. You can have the red in the middle, you could have the blue in the middle. That's up to you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and reduce this, and I'll come right back. Okay, so we have 4 that are small. And I cut it in half before I reduced it too small, just so I could add a couple big pieces. So I don't want to use a bunch of colors with this. I just want to do this straight red and peacock blue. But I do want to add some colors to contrast it. So I took out some black. Got so much stuff on my, if you should see all the clay that I still have left. So I think for the next couple of days, that's what I'm going to be working on. Just making a bunch of cane. Move that over. Just want to make this nice and thin. You can make different sizes as well. So this is bad right here. So we're just going to cut this at 1.5. So we have 5 slices for now. So this I want to make something a little different than what I normally make. So we're going to grab some white. And this white is so soft and sticky. And hopefully I have a clean pasta machine. I doubt I do, but I'm going to run this at a 0 until I get a nice little piece. And then we're going to put it down to a number 3. That way it's a little bit more bendable, I guess you could say. We're going to go to a 3. Okay. And I want this at 1.5 inches in height, just like everything else. So I guess a blade would be nice, right? All right, so where I want it is about right there. Just make sure I'm even here. Okay. And we're going to use this, so I'm going to put that aside. Okay, and I'm just going to take some black here. I'm going to kind of wrap it here. So to give it like a little swirl design. Okay. And then, okay, we got a little bit of silver in there. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm debating if I want to leave it like that or add like another black piece in here. So it's kind of off center a little bit, you know what I mean? I think I got a big air pocket in here. Just to see what happens here. Okay, hold on a minute. If I do that, yeah, I kind of want that white in the middle. Alright, so we're going to leave this alone. And I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to add a strip on that side. Like that. Okay. So that's going to give us some white. And we're just going to play with this a little bit, kind of stretch it out. Oh yeah. I mean, it's perfect height, but let's see if we can just stretch it out. Because the way this white is sitting in here now, I do have air pockets. So maybe I can just push this down a little bit. Okay, so we'll do something like that. And then on this one, let's cut this one in half. I'll set that right there. I'll cut one more in half. And I'm going to add some black right in the middle of this. I need something a little bit whiter. I think I'm going to take some white. And we're going to wrap this. Alright, let's go ahead and shrink this down a little bit. You just kind of keep going and you just basically go with the flow. It always comes out okay in the end. I want to kind of make that deeper because I want to kind of wrap this around it a little bit. I'll put that on that end. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but it's kind of fun to play and see what you can come up with. It's not much to it, as you can see. So I could probably do this. It's giving it eyes here. The only thing that I'm noticing that's hard is the fact that I'm only using 2 colors besides the white and black. Usually I've got a bunch of colors that I can play with. But something just told me to just use the regular colors that I've got in this. See what I can come up with. So that's what we're doing. So let's make that a little whiter. And I know that I'm going to add something maybe white and black right there. So let's go ahead and add a spiral. And on the spiral, we're going to make them both at a number 3. You know what? I'm going to go a little longer. So let's add some more clay here. I know that I have more black. Which is sticky as well. So I haven't heard from a lot of you with the giveaway. So if you haven't noticed, we did the giveaway on Sunday as planned, and I've heard from one person, and I'm giving it until Sunday to hear from everybody else. And if not, then it'll go on to 2 alternatives, actually 3 of them that I've already picked. And I know people aren't on YouTube every day, so I'm trying to give you at least a week. But if I go longer than a week, I am going to forget, which is why I'm only giving it a week that you can contact me. Don't take it personal if you get on next month and find out that you're a winner. And for everybody else that didn't win, if you're interested, I will give you guys a 20% coupon that you can use in the store. And the code will be giveaway. And that way you guys can at least get a discount. So I will put that up when I put this video up today. Actually, I don't know why I did that. I can't talk and work at the same time, obviously. So let's try that again. Let's go a little farther down. And then I'll turn it over and cut it. So we're going to let the white go a little bit wider than the black. Okay. Actually, on this one, we're going to bevel it. Okay, and then we're going to take the long side so that we can kind of turn it on itself here. Now we're just going to roll it up. And then by beveling it, it just helps to get that white on the white without any black peeking through. Okay, so now we're just going to reduce this. Yeah, I got a little air bubble. I hate leaving black and white on the edges. I like having them tucked in. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out. I want to make like a kaleidoscope cane that doesn't have lines, if that makes sense. It's like a brain cane or just some abstract cane to where I'm not putting pieces together. And if I do put 4 together or 6 together, that there's no line defining each piece. Because for me, when it's all lined up like that, then it's harder to work with. Because if you're making earrings and stuff, you got to line them up perfectly. And, well, you guys know how I line things up. So, I want to do something abstract. So maybe my next crane will be something really abstract. I don't know if it'll work. I have never tried it, but I guess if you just make the cane and not cut it into a million pieces, you should be okay. Alright, so yeah, the clay's really soft, so got a little deformed here. I'm gonna just keep going. This would be a nice flower center. Okay, so we can set these in here, and I'm going to make this a little pointy, like that. And I'm going to throw that one in there. And again, if your canes look really bad, that's when you cut it all up and you do that reverse, the reverse texture that we did the last time. So I think I'm just going to put one in the center. I don't want too many of those. So that's it. I don't like the way the rest of them turned out, so that's how we're going to leave it. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to do what we do. And basically that's our bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go and reduce this. I'm going to go at least 3 inches and then cut it in half and see what we're going to do with it. So let me go take care of that, and I'll be back when we get to 3 inches. Alright, so we got a little bit bigger than 3 inches here. And something that I don't do is cut both of my sides. But I'm going to do that today, because now that we know that reverse technique, we can use all those scraps in that. So I got a little bit of air bubbles in here. So we're just splitting this right in half. And then you just got to figure out, okay, which way do you do it? Well, I don't really think the black and the the black dots were a great idea. Or at least they're not looking all that great right now. So I've either got that one with the black in the middle. So I'm going to stare at that for a minute. It might not be a bad pattern. And then we have it this way. Yeah, I don't like that way. All right, so we're going to do the black right here. And I don't want to reduce it too much, because that's another thing that I do, is never know when to stop. One more thing. If I leave it alone, you would put the bottom pieces together and make it into a square. And it doesn't look like okay, we're not even going to reduce it. We're just going to put it together like this, and then we'll make 4. I know, I'm sitting here thinking way too long. I get it. I think the reason I'm thinking about this is it's going to be like this and like that. So this blue's probably going to end up being in the middle. So you got to kind of think ahead sometimes and figure out how you want to do this, basically. And I didn't like that. But if it's all even, it doesn't really matter what side I grab. So now if I make this a square, then I'll have these long points as a middle. Okay, we're going to squish it one more time. So we're going to take this to 3 inches one more time. I hope that's not a huge mistake. I'm kind of afraid to do that though. And this is where it gets tough for me, because if I go too small, you're not going to really see the pattern. Oh, I hate making decisions here, guys. But if I make this into, see, you can't really make it into a square this way. And that's why when I put it against the bottom, it's easier, as you can see, to make that square. And then it's still going to be brought all the way down to 4 pieces, and then you're going to reduce it again as that one piece. So I'm going to leave it alone. And if I do it this way, it's either that or that. That's going to be the center, or that. So, okay, we're just going to do it like this and just say a little prayer that it's going to work. So you're basically reforming it into a square. You can do it this way, or what I do is, if that point is facing up, you're going to push that side down, and you're just going to keep going forward and backwards until you get it into a square. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this again, and I need 4 pieces. So we're going to take this to 6 inches. Okay, so once we get to 6 inches, we'll be back. So cross your fingers. Alrighty. So we are back. We don't have too much waste on this, so that's cool. So I'm going to cut it at 6 inches here. So 1.5, all right. All right, so let's see what we got here. So I can set it up like that, which I kind of like, because that was so easy to do. Okay, or you could probably turn it around like this. And the reason I'm saying this is if you put it like this and make that flower on the side, every slice that you cut, you'll be able to add on to that flower. But doing this right here makes it whole. Okay, so if you do it this way, yes, I'm thinking here. Then when you put these next to each other when they're done, it's going to look like that. So I don't like that. Okay, you can turn them around this way. You can put it down like that. Then you got a little design on the side. What I'm going to do is what I had it at before. Oops, I don't think I had it like that. I had it like that. And I'm going to put it together right. So if I do the flowers again, I have these edges next to them. But if I do it this way, I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, it's going to be the same thing. You either have the flower already set, or if you cut it, you're going to have the flower, but you're still going to have that end right there. So it really doesn't matter how you put it together. So we're going to put it together just like this. That way it's pretty from the get-go. Okay. All right, so now, again, we're just going to reduce this. And I'll probably go to 4 inches. So let me reduce this to 4 inches. And I will come back. Okay, so now it's time to cut it open. And I'm going to try and find the longest place here where I can cut this. Okay. So 1, 2, and 4. So there is our finished flower cane. So will I use this? Probably not. So that's what it'll look like if you put it into a design pattern. Okay, so that looks like a little bit of a, I didn't cut far enough on that one. Okay, so if anybody's interested in this cane, let me know. I will put it up. I don't have a whole lot, obviously. But before I let you go, let's do something with all this junk. And I think you know exactly where I'm going with this. So we're going to squish it all up. Add a little bit more blue to this. So we're going to take that, put that there. And all I'm trying to do is squish it all together so I can throw it through the pasta machine. There's no pattern, no anything. It's just a bunch of pieces of blob. As you can see, there's not a whole lot to it. I'd like to put this in sideways into the pasta machine, but it's not going to fit. So anyways, that's okay. So I'm just going to take a piece right there and try and kind of make it a little more square here. And again, this don't have to be perfect at all. And you don't even have to put it in a square. I am just trying to make it a little easier to lay black and white down on it. So it's about as close as I'm probably going to get. So now I'll look at the sides. It's got a lot of red. I think I like that side. I don't know. I think I like that side better. So I'm going to put that on top. I'm going to get a thin piece of white. So this is where all those scraps of white come in handy. And you're going to make this thin. You can do a 6, you can do a 7, you can even do an 8. You just want a really nice thin piece that's going to fit over all of that. Okay, and I had black. I had black somehow on that piece, but I'm just going to leave it in there just the way it is. Okay, I'm just going to cover it up. Okay. I know, and it looks funky, but by the time we're done with it, it's going to look really good. So now I have gray. Okay, so now I just need black, and the black I'll run at a 4 or 5. Have any extra here, so I'm going to have to cut up some. I'm going to run it through and try and get kind of a square shape out of it. Okay, and then I'm going to go to a 3. Let's see if we can do it at a 5. Probably not anywhere close, so we just need a little more black. Alright, so, I wish they would make a pasta maker where the handles don't come out so easy. It's really aggravating when they constantly fall out. Alright, so here's a 5. I'm just going to take that piece right there. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of air bubbles in here. They will work out because I'm going to throw these through the pasta machine one more time. Okay. And I'm going to put it in at a 0 and then go to a 3. And it's amazing how you start with such a small piece and it ends up being such a huge piece. So we've got a lot of this. Okay. Look at that. So I'm going to cut this at about 3 inches. Nope, that was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's very thin, as you can see. I'm going to leave this on the bottom. Okay. Add that on top. And I'm going to leave that there for something else. Just take your brayer. Everything's sticky. Go one more. Put that right on top. And we're just going to do that. Okay, so now all we need is a texture sheet. And I'm going to use this from Christy Friesen. This is a new one. This is Coastal Reef. Okay, and I know you can turn this over and do it on top, but I want it really deep. So I'm just going to grab a paper towel so that my hands don't stick to it and it come off. And you want a really deep impression. So sometimes you might have to stand up like I'm doing now, just to give me a little bit more leverage. And once you got it stuck in there, they won't move. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this comes off real easy, and it did. Not as thick as I would have liked it, but it's okay. And then you do your famous cut into it. You don't want to go too deep. You can always come back and make deeper cuts. You can save these if you want and put them on a piece of black and make something else. I usually don't save them because, I don't know, mine are so hard to get up that I destroy them before they even have a chance. I love this color combo. Okay. So I'm liking this right where it's at. You can keep going deeper if you want, but be careful you go too deep or you might lose it all. Okay, so I'm going to leave it just like that. And then I'm going to use my brayer again so that I get a really nice even surface. Okay, and then I'm going to use a rubber stamp on top and cover every bit of it. And that usually helps me know if I've got an even surface. Okay. So now the fun part. I think we're going to make another hair thingamajig. If I can find the cutter for that, I will. So I have a 3.5 and I have a 4-inch. So the other one is a rectangle, so you know what? I'm going to use an oval one. And I'm going to do the 4-inch oval. And I'm not really keen on that part right there, so I'm thinking about right there. Okay, so before I do that, I just want to look at the back. Ooh, this is really thick. This is really thick. So I'm going to go ahead and thin it just a little bit. Okay, and because the back doesn't look perfect, I'm going to add just a tad bit of black. Maybe add another 7. And the one thing I love about the black is you don't have to worry about it being perfect, because you can always come back with an acrylic marker and clean up your back. So I'm literally going to a 7 on this. Maybe. I don't know, it's pretty thin, so let's see if we can do it first of all. Okay. So we just want to cover that a little bit. And then we'll take a little texture and we're going to thin it out a little more. This way it's perfect. You don't have to touch it. I'm like literally dropping everything today. Alright. So we decided on this one. I did not use that at all, but I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid that. So we're just going to go right there. Okay, and you're going to push in your sides really well. And this is a separate cut, so you always got to go in and make sure that you're pressing down on that inside cut too. Okay, now let me get a cup and we're ready to put it in the oven. Hold on one sec. Alrighty, so now you just got to carefully lift it up. You can pull the circles out now. You can pull them out after they come out of the oven. And I'm not sanding it. I'm not making sure my edges are good right now. I'm just putting it on the cup. And there you go. So that wasn't that much clay. And we were able to get that out of it. And 2 small canes. So I hope you guys like that. Again, if you want these, I'll have both of these up. So there's 2 of them. Because I could use it and save it, but you know me. So I just wanted to show you that this will turn out perfect after one more cut. Or I just sell one of these. I'm also thinking of putting up some flower canes. Some of them I've had for a while. There we go. Okay, so now we have 2. 1 and 2. This one's just slightly smaller, not a whole lot. Okay, so we'll see you guys next time around. Have a great week. Again, if you haven't checked the one with the spinning wheel video, I need you to check that. Make sure you are a winner or not. If you are a winner, please send me an email. I put my email address in the link of that video. So send it so I can get it by Sunday. If not, then I have to pass on the winner to somebody else. So you guys have a great week, and we'll see you in a few days. Bye.